to me, my allies. I shall lead.
I am certain.
Happy or no?
No quarter!
I shall do so.
By the hells!
Let me
By my direction, attack!
Corpse-loving, inbred scum.
What is it?
Yes?
Follow me, now. Follow me, now. By my direction, attack!
Wait, stay your hands, all of you. This is my brother, though his face is not his own. Faith and blood are the strongest ties of all. Stronger than comradeship, purer than the intrigues of love. Forgive me for what I do here, but Akachi's sin must be washed clean. My fight has always been with the Red Woman, from the very start.
The founder. She started all this, gave life to the Academy of Shapers and Binders. It is alleged that she still lives, hidden somewhere in these halls.
She is a faithless soul. That is all she ever was. But my brother, you could not see. Her charms dragged Akachi from his god and his faith, and dragged me as well. For what was I but his shadow? And when death took her suddenly, he betrayed our god, all the gods, to tear her from the wall. He failed the test that Merkel set before him.
No, you are mistaken, deeply mistaken. Do not go down that road. Nothing good will come of it.
With the daughter. I thought there were only 3, but no. Clever girl. Selfish. My brother never spared a thought for those who suffered on her behalf. They believed in his crusade, or they trusted him, but my brother's only thought was for her. It was never the woman that I hated. It was the evils that we committed in her name.
Whatever its foundation, it became a higher calling. That is what must be taken from it.
Injustice? Mortals and gods are bound together by faith. Tear all the souls from the wall, and you shatter the order of the planes. Look at the chaos that this one soul has caused. Would you save thousands, only to doom millions? I will send the Red Woman back to the wall, or I will die and go to my judgment with an untroubled heart.
No quarter!
My magic will erase this nuisance.
is it?
Yes? Amun Rara Matir.
Yes. What is it?
Bonaparte.
To me, my allies, I shall lead.
Follow me, now.
Bonaparte.
This place feels strange. As if the objects in here are alive.
Get you back from her!
Hessa, Jasm, Shoo, give me a moment to gaze upon.
Mother? I thought you were dead, and you're...
Ancient, wrinkled, a doddering crone. No, I am not the woman you remember, Sophia. Nor am I your mother in the sense you have always believed me to be.
The voices. I understand it now. You and I, my mother, we're all parts of the same person. The same soul.
My sweet daughter, you are all that was best in me. Everything that Akachi loved and gave his soul to protect lives in you. Of all the wicked things I have done to save him, you are innocent, blameless. You began as a part of me, Sophia, but now you are more.
So the woman I knew as my mother, was me. Or rather, us?
I'll tell you all of it, Sophia. Let me just greet...
Yes, all in good time. There's someone you should meet.
My dearest, look at us. You wear the face of a stranger, and I've known hags that are comelier than the prune that I've become. What a pair we are, my love. I must be hideous to you. To him, if Akachi was not the thing that he is, he would turn away from me with loathing. But he is not. The man that I loved is gone, reduced to an empty hunger that seethes beneath your flesh. And the fault is mine. I was the one he went to save, the soul he tore from the wall. So much lost for one fool girl. My beloved launched a crusade and sacrificed all that he was. Better that he had left me to rot, perhaps, and found another pretty thing to distract him from his faith. I would not. Love had not become real to me. Not until the wall. I'd have mourned his fate and turned away. If he was here, I would tell him, I have never rested since that day. This academy, all you've seen here, all this was for him. I know I cannot bring him back, but I can end his pain and the punishment that he never deserved. You have given me that chance. Did I place you in the barrow? Yes. Allow you to be joined with the monster that my beloved has become? Yes. Did I tear the shard of Gith from your chest? Not with pride, but yes. I have deceived you, relied upon your own self-interest to end my lover's curse, done evil for his sake, yes.
Then you deceived me as well. You never told me the truth. You merely said...
that the stranger's life was worth more to me than all the lives on all the planes. That you should treat this stranger as if...
As if I loved him.
Sophia, I never lied to you. You didn't understand my words then, but they were true nonetheless. And you, stranger, who have suffered so much for a love you never knew, yes, you must think me a monster. But what do good or evil matter in the face of love? Love will break an oath, shatter a man's faith, and outlive God's. Love endures when your greatest hope is merely to end the suffering of your beloved, even if he can never again be yours. Because you had the will to master the Blade of Gith, and because through the sword you are bound to my beloved and to all the sword-bearers. In a sense, you are his heir, the first in many long centuries, and some part of him knows it. You have more control over your hunger than any of the others. Fragments, yes. If one of us was slain, the others would carry on, and Akachi would not be abandoned. And each of them had talents of her own, a mind, a soul, can be teased apart, its elements distilled. Every person has talents, weaknesses, obsessions, all but the strongest are drowned out in the clamor of the mind. Sever one aspect from the rest, and suddenly it is stronger, more focused than it was as part of the whole.
Then, the voices I hear...
Were our voices, yes. Our thoughts. We were linked together, Sophia. Our minds never truly separate. Nephris wanted you to know. She thought it practical to tell you, but I forbade it. If you shared in our secret, you'd have shared in our blame. We understood the connection, Liena, Nephris, and myself. We could hear each other's thoughts when we chose to listen. And yes, we could speak to one another through our minds, but the bond became weaker with time as each of us grew slowly apart, became her own woman. Liena was the most difficult of all, living in a foreign land, adopting their language and customs. That is why we created the portals, so that Nephris could visit her, to ensure that she did not stray. We all watched over you, Sophia, and made our voices heard when you needed us. You were most precious of all.
I always heard you. Low voices, a crowd of people in another room. But when I'd search for you...
You could never find us, and you learned to ignore our voices over time. Just as we hoped, my sweet daughter. By your ignorance, we kept you safe. Even Ahriman never guessed what you really were. She was all that imagines and questions, withholds judgment, and sees all things anew. What better fragment to be my eyes in a foreign land than one that could love the land and its people as an old Théah never could?
Nephris. The one I knew as mother, who was really just a fragment of you.
She is not gone, Sophia. Her fragment has returned to the whole, to me. She loved you dearly, as I do. Can you guess what part she was, daughter?
Your resolve. The unyielding scholar, the dutiful mother. A woman that men wouldn't love, but that a daughter could admire.
Not without sweetness to temper her, and that sweetness I gave to another. Of questions or of judgments. I never meant to leave you on your own. Liena would have told you what you were, enough to understand your curse, but not to lay the blame on me. Liena and Nephris, my hands in the world outside this sanctum. Ahriman slew them both. He had watched me, waiting for all my fragments to reveal themselves. He knew of Nephris already. When he found Liena, he struck. And you were abandoned, with only my Sophia to guard your way. Understand, when I knew Ahriman, he was the pale-faced little brother. So silent, so shy, he hardly spoke a word. I thought him centuries dead, like all the rest, and the years had changed him, as much or more than me. I was not looking for him, so I did not see. Nephris would have told you all this, the truth. She'd have given you the sword as well. But she'd have left one truth untold. You would never have learned of me. Nephris was prepared to play my part and to die at your hand if need be. A simple piece of theater, a single lie, hidden beneath many truths. Lyanna knew stagecraft, and she thought that best. Akachi's fate is Myrkul's doing, but your fate is mine. Here is the Sword of Gith, its pieces gathered together, the blade reforged as one. It will see you safely through the Betrayer's Gate, to the realm of the dead. I can do nothing more for you, for him. If I've earned your vengeance, then take it. Yes, I'll answer what I can. My beloved wore many faces before he was bound to you. The last was a Rashemi, a wizard. The wizard never knew what he was, but he tried to control the hunger, and he learned how it passed from one face to the next. So he struck a deal with the bear spirit, and built wards in the lowest chamber of the barrow. He knew that the hunger would consume him, and when it did, the empty soul of my beloved would be trapped, unable to find a new mask. I helped him in this. Through Lyanna. She gave him knowledge of the proper wards. If my beloved was bound, I could keep a closer watch on him until I found a way to save him. That one studied amongst my people years ago. Even came to this academy for a time, to follow the trail of the sword. Nephris knew him by sight, and she knew the threat he posed. When our couriers took you, he followed, and she acted swiftly against him. Oh, he fought her, but he was weak from your battle, and Nephris was always the strongest of my fragments. Cruel. Compared to your fate, of all my cruelties in love's name, I have far worse to answer for. And that cruelty was a mercy in truth. Nephris counseled me to slay him, but I stayed her hand. His body and soul would have been restored once you were joined to Akachi, but Ahriman acted first. My magic was always different, tearing at forbidden boundaries, changing the nature of things, even before his curse gave it focus. A careless moment, concentration lost, a senseless mistake, that was all it took. I've never remembered it well, though I assumed the moment of my death would be difficult to precisely recall. A shadow passing across my eyes, a sudden confusion. They might have been real. Myrkul's hand might have brushed my mind, cost me focus when I needed it most. Was it a test of faith? Did Akachi love me better, or his god? Myrkul got his answer, whether he forced the point or not. I wasted years believing that I could somehow restore what he was. Scattered fragments of memory do not make a whole. You might give him silence, peace. That is the most I can hope. Even if a part of his essence exists in these fragments, you would have to face him somehow and join all his scattered pieces into one. How does one face an empty thing, a hunger that lies within you? Until you reclaim your own soul, you will be too weak, and when your soul is returned to you, the hunger will be snuffed out, and my Akachi will be silenced at last. Years ago, I dared hope for more. Do not make me walk that road again when it is always for naught. My Akachi has become an emptiness that walks. Myrkul would have you believe that nothing of him remains, but echoes of him still drift within. When he takes a mortal form, he casts out the soul, sends it to the wall, in the place where he once lay. If your soul could be returned to your mortal body, and his emptiness has no means of escape, I believe he could be filled up and snuffed out. And that part of him that remains would disperse, and know peace at last. The dead god said as much to me, and I gave him reason to speak the truth. Then only one thing remains.
She manipulated you, used you, and yet you... I didn't think anyone could forgive such an act. The Founder was right to trust in you, as was I. I promise you will be freed of this curse. Even if the gods themselves try to stop us, I will be by your side. You have my word.
Go then, and carry my hopes with you. Love is stronger than any justice meted out by a mad god. Let that be Myrkul's legacy to the plains, that in the end his cruelty broke before a mortal's resolve.
Come this way.
I am certain.
So the gods of men unleashed this hunger upon Rashomon to punish one man? The two-legged gods have a twisted sense of justice, or perhaps it's humor. I hope that when this curse is put to rest, whatever remains of Akachi can find peace. Inclined to agree with you, little one. When the punishment harms not just the criminal, but all the lands of Rashomon, it is no longer just. I grow restless. Let us continue. We are close to the end of our hunt.
I am glad glad we have time to speak. There's something I wish to share with you. A protection of sorts to aid you in our travels. You met my brother and sister in Wolcentyre. Unknown to many, my siblings and I share strength as members of the Menagerie, a blessing I wish to convey upon you. It is a protective ward that enables focus even when one is in tremendous pain, and allows one to resist wounds and ailments that assault the body so the mind can remain pure. It will aid you in the struggles ahead, perhaps even help you resist what consumes you. So be it, it is done. Even should we part company or I perish, the blessing will remain. Neither time nor evil shall chip at it, and it will help you until the end of your days.
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
I had no idea the founder was actually alive. And, well... in a manner of speaking, yes. She shaped me from a fragment of her own soul. When I saw her, it became so clear. Her voice reminded me of the voices I've been hearing since, well, as long as we can remember. Sorry, slip of the tongue. But the fact remains, there's this clarity in knowing, understanding the voices. My whole life I thought they were delusions, but it was actually the others lending me their warnings and wisdom, and sometimes their pain and nightmares. Yes, I guess I am talking to myself. It could be worse. I could, you know, eat spirits. Yes, the Founder's actions were pragmatic and questionable, and I thank you for sparing her life. You must hate her. You have little reason not to. Yes, she did. She and I are linked, and I feel a connection to Akachi. To you, really. That must sound a little mad, but if you think about it, I owe my existence to your curse. We are bound, you and I, by the tragedy of those that came before us. And even if that weren't the case, I'd still be by your side. My powers are at your disposal. For now, let's press onward and solve the matter of this curse.
Back again, I see. And what...
Very well.
Excellent. All who can hear,
Yes.
follow.
What is...
This journey touches the dream in its intensity. Never have I felt the real world exert a stronger pull of events until I met you. Now it is the dream that pales when compared to the reality. Let us see how it plays out.
You have returned. Do you wish to travel? You will need to...
I shall wait here for your return.
Yes. Yes?
Yes.
Follow me, now.
Eleme Vogreni.
Follow me, now.
Eleme Vogreni.
Yes?
Yes. What is it?
Esalta Nudia.
Eleme Vogreni.
Yes.
Eleme Vogreni.
Yes. What is it?
Tosus Vor. Apio no.
Time to die!
For the crusade. Amun Rara Madu.
This battlefield
Enemies have fallen upon us.
Apio no.
I don't know any profanity. How embarrassing.
Corpse-loving inbred scum.
Hold this spot and don't move.
I shall do so.
Yes.
I am certain. No time to die!
Entonces corre. Entonces corre. Entonces corre.
Y con Forus.
Come this way.
Yes?
Yes. What is it?
This is the gate that was the threshold of the First Crusade. Beyond lies the Feud Plain and the City of Judgment, Kelemvor's domain.
Let us go and end your hunger, little one. The realm of the dead holds little that could frighten me.
I can only speculate as to what awaits on the other side of this gate, but we may step into danger, and this may be our last chance to speak freely. When we first met, it was because I promised my mother I'd look after you. Now, that promise is irrelevant. I'm with you because I want to be here, at your side. I suppose I danced around the issue. I'll say it plainly. I care for you more dearly than anyone I've ever known. There. That was easy to say. Whether or not you feel the same way, I'll step through the gate and fight by your side until the very end. But I can't venture toward death without first knowing, one way or the other, how you feel about me. Then my feelings have not been in vain. When I first met you, I was drawn to you. I used the excuse of following my mother's orders, but traveling with you has been its own reward. I will stay by your side, I promise you. Whether our road leads us to a quick death or the end of your curse, and a life together beyond. Come, my love. Our future awaits us, on the other side of this gate.
The Betrayer's Gate gapes open, leading to the City of Judgment in the Feud Plain. Once you enter, it is unlikely you will be able to return.
Follow me, now.
Lemevo.
It shall be done.
Cold-blooded, inbred scum.
Make this fight count!
Lemevo grain.
the more I travel with you, the more I learn from you, the more I am certain of my convictions. There was a time in the past where I felt I had the power to lead others in a righteous cause. Now I see what a true leader is capable of. I and my brothers and sisters bow to you. You have earned our loyalty, our devotion, and the bond that comes with it. Bond implies capture, I suppose, but that is not its strength. This bond will free you from other chains, and hopefully help you end your curse. Our philosophies and our desire to save others link us already. In traveling with you and seeing proof of your heart, I can channel my strength through that link to empower you. You may find greater calm in seeking wisdom and learning from the events around you, but it is not solely a meditative bond. When others seek to prevent you from acting, they will find they cannot. We pledge our devotion to you, and the link is now forged. Your quest is ours, and our power and strength shall be as yours. Even should I die, or we are split in battle, the menagerie shall remain devoted to you. So shall this bond be forever marked upon you. Together, let us act to end this curse of yours, and bring justice and mercy to the plains.
Little one, I was hoping to speak to you for a moment. Sleeping in my barrow, I have forgotten the joy of wanderlust and the thrill of combat. You've given me the chance to remember. More importantly, you've shown me that you are genuinely striving to end the hunger within you. At first, I was concerned that you would revel in the ability to destroy. Many Spirit Eaters have done just that, given in to the hunger and embraced it. But you've been defiant of the wrath within you. I no longer have doubts about my oath to help you. I have a gift for you, little one. A token of friendship. My confidence in you, in my oath, has empowered my will. I feel fearless and without concern. I want to share with you some of the strength you've given me. I am here to help you, to protect you. By making you stronger, I do more to keep you safe than I ever could with tooth and claw.
Hello, my love. Something on your mind? What would you like to know?
Yes?
Come this way.
I am certain.
Bonaparte. Appio Novo. Appio Novo.
Time to die! Time to die! fight!
There is the Codex of the Doomed. It contains the names of all of the false and faithless.
I think you've mistaken me for a horse. Yes?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Follow me, now.
Yes?
Follow me, now. I am certain.
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
You are my brother's heir in truth. And I have grown tired of you and my brother both. Myrkul should have left Akachi in the wall, and all this madness would have vanished away with his soul. You are as stubborn, as deluded, as blind as my brother ever was, and I will end your crusade here, as I should have ended his.
Your soul is in that wall, where the Founder once was. Where I once was, before Akachi freed us.
Cailan the Dove, leader of the Second Crusade, and formerly one of my Doom Guides, returned. You are not welcome here, and your grandfather cannot intervene to save you a second time. Your presence is a reminder that I should not have been merciful.
Has anything you have done in your reign been merciful, my lord? I think that is the question you should ask.
Pride is not a shield from me, Cailan. Do not test my will in this. And you, Spirit Eater, you have brought strife to my gates, ignored every warning, allied yourself to a cause whose consequences were plain before your eyes. Do you understand what you risk? Bring down the wall, and mortals will see that they cannot be held to account for their faith. On that day, mortals will put faith aside, and the gods will bring vengeance upon them all.
That is my belief as well.
No, Spirit Eater. The words you speak were mine once when I first rose to godhood. I granted mercy to false and faithless alike, and men began to drift from the gods. I saw for myself the error of judging souls with the eyes of a mortal, and learned to judge them with the eyes of a god. As the heir of Akachi, you had the chance to set things right, to show the plains that some justice, however cruel it may seem, is necessary to prevent the greater evil. The Founder believed the same, and allowed Myrkul to delude her. She wanted too much to believe that the curse could be ended, and her lover restored. No, Spirit Eater. Tearing your soul from the wall will not be enough. Myrkul's cruelties are not so easily undone. Akachi's hunger was born of loss, the loss of memory, soul, and self. He can only be freed from his hunger if he remembers who and what he is. Take back what is yours from the wall, and then return to Akachi what is his. All that you need, you have already found in dreams. Akachi's essence was scattered, not destroyed. If he had been utterly lost, nothing would remain to hunger. Myrkul was so enamored of his own cruelty that he couldn't see its flaws. Free your soul, bring the fragments together, and Akachi's hunger will end. No, you will not. I allowed you to come this far because your curse was unfairly earned, but I could cast you from this plane with a mere thought. You will wrest no souls from the wall, except for your own. Until you find a way to battle a god in his own realm, the wall of the faithless will stand. You are not that strong. Not yet.
The wall cannot persist, and even should we fail, the acts done here will serve as a beacon to others.
And I warn you, the wall does not willingly part with its treasures, even if they are wrongfully won.
Look there. That soul is covered in the foulness of the wall, but the face and features are yours.
Follow me, now.
Yes? I am merely tired. It will pass. Do not trouble yourself. There are times that I have doubts. May Ilmater forgive my weakness. It grows harder to move along the path when there are so many obstacles. Blood stains our path. I have used Ilmater's powers in battle. It is difficult to reconcile. It seems to grant little comfort at times, and sometimes the world around us howls so loudly it is difficult to hear the call. Forgive me, I did not mean to bare my soul to you. Myrkul's words cut deeply. It pains me that my faith is weak enough to be assaulted by one such as he. But I thank you for your counsel. Your words have helped.
Yes, little one.
Hello, my love. Something...
Take that! Well met.
Know that you are welcome here.
Welcome. Try to keep up.
Well met.
Leme Vogreni.
Why, hello there. Pleased to...
Well met.
Time to die! Tosus form. Bonapartum. Tosus form. Bonaparte. Gianquidide.
Be on your guard.
LMA for Crane.
Of course. Worthless wretch. Your days are at an end.
Apio no.
Tosus Corp.
I think you've mistaken me for a horse and wagon. I think you've mistaken me for a...
The curse is finished. The betrayer's suffering has come to an end. You have restored his soul, done what gods thought beyond their power. Akachi has gone to his judgment, to the fate that should have been his had Merkel not intervened. Not to lie within the wall, but to find rest amongst the false souls of old. His torment is ended, and as for Merkel, the dark god's soul will fade and pass into oblivion as he deserves. She knew from the beginning that her lover was lost to her, even if she saved him. Where Akachi has gone, the Founder cannot follow. Upon her death, the Founder's soul will pass to Sophia, as will her knowledge. Through the innocence of her daughter's soul, she will find redemption, though the woman she once was will cease to be. Her tale is nearly finished, but yours is not. The chaos you sowed in my city will win you few friends amongst the gods. Deities of order will cast their eyes upon you as a symbol of all they oppose. For my part, I will pass no judgment upon you. I see in your crusade the hand of a dead god and the desperation of a forsaken soul trying to save the one she loved. And the good you have done redeems much. Above all else, your struggle has won you freedom, from the shard in your chest and from the ravening presence in your soul. How you spend your newfound coin and whom you spend it with, that is yours to decide.
My love, you were given a burden that you did not deserve. I hope that my company helped to ease your suffering. I can hear the Founder's thoughts echo quietly in my mind. She is finally at peace. I cannot thank you enough for what you've done. At first, I was bound to you by the link between the Founder and Akachi, but that's gone now, replaced with something stronger. For the first time in my life, there is no drive from within directing my wants. My feelings for you are all my own. We have countless adventures ahead of us, so many faraway lands and planes of existence to see. Where shall we go next, my love?
We have done more than I dared hope. You have reversed the act of a god. The crusade, your crusade, is a great victory. It may seem a symbol, but symbols, like Akachi in the First Crusade, such symbols lend strength to others. It has given me strength. You have shown me beyond a shadow of doubt that this wall can be ended, removed from the plains, and I shall live to see it fall.
I was right to place my trust in you. By your will, my oath is fulfilled, and you are whole again. You have reminded me what it's like to be alive, to struggle, and feel the call of wanderlust. Where are we headed next, little one?
My realm lies at the center of all things. You cannot remain here, but infinite doors are open to you. Return to the Prime if you like, or set your eyes towards some other plane. Wherever you go, mortal, may your road be one of your own choosing. And so you turned your back on my gray city, and chose a path that led you far from my realm. In the long years that followed, you walked many roads, across many planes, and I do not know them all. For some worlds beyond the realms are closed, even to my eyes. But your name emerged time and again in the tales of valor that swirled in your wake. With Akachi's end, the Founder surrendered to death, and her soul passed to Sophia. With it came the knowledge of 12 lifetimes, and the collected wisdom of all her fragments. Sophia's love for you proved as strong as the Founder's had ever been. You were rarely apart, though she often expressed a desire to see the place where you had spent the early years of your life, just as you had seen hers. Kaelin the Dove left your company, intent upon continuing her crusade against the Wall. She rallied those who had survived your assault upon the City of Judgment and led them to the Plane of Shadow, where she sought still more allies for a new and greater war. Your success was an undeniable boon to her, where before Kaelin had found only tepid support. Now outcasts of all kinds flocked to her banner. But Kaelin's idealistic nature proved her downfall as ever. She struck a bargain with the Demilich Ramak, thinking to sway him back to her cause. Instead, Ramak lured Kaelin into a trap, and her party was set upon by demons. Though Kaelin escaped, her siblings did not, and the other members of the menagerie were dragged screaming into the abyss. Defeated at last, Kaelin returned to her grandfather's court a broken woman. It is said that she never spoke again, lest her words lead others to their doom. Oku, god of beasts, followed you for a time, but the doom of his race weighed heavily upon him. He finally begged your leave to return to Rashomon, and you gave it. You never saw him again, though the Rashemi believe that he slumbers peacefully in his barrow. And years later, when a host of Thayans crossed the river Mulcentir to invade southern Rashomon, it is said that a great bear spirit led an army of beasts against them. The invading Thayans were crushed, and not a drop of Rashemi blood was spilled. As for the bear, he vanished soon after, leaving no proof of his passage, save for the ravaged corpses of gnolls and red wizards. And what of your fate? In time, you returned home to West Harbor, reunited with a foster father who had never abandoned his search for you, and in that time had come to fully realize the love he bore you. It was there, upon the village green where your adventures began, that you and Sophia were married, in the presence of those old friends who yet lived. Kelgar Ironfist, Nishka the Rogue, Bevel Starling. These and many others stood in respectful silence as you spoke the words that would join the two of you together. Whether you would settle in the place of your birth, or depart once again to seek a greater legacy still, that story is yet to be told.